If you are thinking about leaving Australia and moving your business and life to Dubai, then this video will show you exactly how the two tax system between Australia and Dubai compares and why so many Australians are making the move in 2025. We will walk you through the comparison of corporate tax, sales tax, personal income tax, and capital gains tax. And I'll show you how you can legally benefit from the UAE tax system by becoming a UAE resident the right way. Before we start, my name is 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤 and I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs move to Dubai and eliminate their taxes legally, many of whom come from Australia, and of course, we have also dealt with the ATO many occasions. So if you want my help in doing the same for you, you can book a one-on-one call with me at setuphero.com/call. Now let's start by looking at the corporate tax. In Australia, the companies pays a corporate tax rate of 30% if they are large businesses. Smaller companies with a turnover of under 15 million Australian dollars pay a slightly lower tax rate of 25%. Australian companies are taxed on their worldwide income, so even if they earn money abroad, the ATO, which is the Australian Taxation Office, will tax it. In the UAE, the corporate tax was introduced in 2024. The corporate tax rate is 9%, but it only applies to profits over 375,000 dirhams, which is roughly 100,000 Australian dollars. If your business makes less than that in profits, you pay a 0% corporate tax. Additionally, if your revenues is under 3 million dirhams, you may qualify for a small business relief, which means that if this relief is approved for you, you continue paying a 0% corporate tax. This is a huge difference, especially for entrepreneurs and consultants and small business owners who want to keep more of what they earn. Now let's compare VAT and GST. Australia charges goods and services tax or GST of 10% on most goods and services. If your business earns more than 75,000 Australian dollars per year, you must register with the GST and collect it from your customers. In the UAE, the business pays a value-added tax or VAT, but it is only 5%. You need to register for VAT if your annual income is expected to be more than 375,000 dirhams. For businesses that export services or sell clients outside of the UAE and GCC, many services are zero rated, meaning they don't actually collect VAT, but you still stay compliant. So not only is the VAT tax rate lower in the UAE, but international businesses may not need to collect VAT at all. For example, if you run a digital marketing agency selling services globally, your VAT burden in the UAE can be close to zero. Now let's move to personal income tax in Australia. Personal income tax rates are high compared to global standards. You pay 19% tax on income over 18,200 Australian dollars, 32.5% on income over 45,000 dollars, 37% on income over $120,000, and 45% on the income over $180,000. In the UAE, there is no personal income tax at all. Whether you earn a salary, run a business, or invest in stocks, there is no tax on your personal income. This can make a huge difference. For example, if you earn 200,000 Australian dollars a year in Australia, you would lose up to 40% of it in taxes. In the UAE, you keep almost 100% of that. The impact of over the 5 or 10 years can be life-changing. Now let's talk about the capital gains taxes. In Australia, the capital gains are taxed at your marginal personal income tax rate. If you hold an investment for more than 12 months, you get a 50% discount on gains, but you still pay tax on it. For example, if you sell a property and make $100,000 profit, you would pay tax on the $50,000 of that amount. In the UAE, there is no capital gains tax for individuals. If you sell shares, crypto, property, or businesses while being a UAE tax resident, you usually do not pay any capital gains tax, unless the asset itself is taxed in another country. For investors and entrepreneurs building assets, this is one of the biggest advantages of relocating to Dubai. As you can see, the UAE offers the most tax-friendly system in the world. But it's also important to know that you cannot just set up a company and think you're automatically tax-free. You must legally become a UAE tax resident, live a real life here in Dubai, and properly exit the Australian tax system to protect yourself. To become a UAE resident the right way, the first step is setting up a UAE company or applying for a golden visa depending on your situation. The company setup is often the fastest and the easiest route. The second step is completing your UAE residency and Emirates ID, which includes medical tests, biometric data, and entry stamping on the visa. The third step is opening a UAE bank account, setting up a local mobile number, and securing a place to live either by renting it or purchasing it. This shows that you are serious about living here in Dubai. And then the fourth step is actually spending enough physical time in the country in UAE. Generally, you should aim to be here between 3 to 6 months in a year, depending on your personal circumstances, to prove real residency if questioned. The fifth step is properly exiting Australia. Simply moving to Dubai is not enough. To break your Australian tax residency, you must cut your primary ties, such as selling or renting out your main home, cancelling your Australian health insurance, and relocating your family overseas with you to Dubai. You also need to reduce your secondary ties to Australia, such as closing your Australian bank accounts, ending memberships, and updating your driving license and voter registration. Finally, you should officially notify the ATO that you have left the country. I hope this information will help you in making the right decision when it comes to moving abroad. And if you want my help in setting up your UAE company, residency, and banking, and help you legally exit the Australian tax system, you can book a one-on-one call with me at setuphero.com/call. Together with our Australian tax lawyers, we'll help you create and implement a clear, customized plan based on your situation and your goals that will help you become a UAE tax resident and eliminate your Australian taxes legally. And if you're serious about moving to Dubai, you should really check out my next video right here.